Hello, and welcome back to the Rawkode Academy. This is Thursday, which means today is Klustered. Today we have two teams joining us with some broken clusters and the hopefully successful attempt to fix both of them and share some wonderful Kubernetes knowledge along the way. Before we get started, we have a few thank yous to give and some housekeeping. I want to thank Teleport. As I say every single week on Clustered, we have been using Teleport from the very beginning. It is such an amazing product, and you're going to see us use it for the next hour and a half to fix some Kubernetes cluster in a collaborative pairing way. Go to rawkode.live/teleport because it keeps their sponsors happy and makes it possible to keep doing Clustered. So please check them out. And plus, who doesn't want to access all of the Linux servers using not SSH, but GitHub authentication, which is pretty special. So, all right, next up we have there we go. See, I go away for 1 week to KubeCon and I forget how everything works. I also want to thank Equinix Metal. They have provided the hardware for every single episode of Clustered. We don't use VMs. We use bare metal machines with 48 cores, 96 gig of RAM, a whole bunch of 10 gig networking cards. It just makes it more fun for me and everyone else. So to say thank you to Equinix Metal and to try it out for yourself, go to rawkode.live/metal and use the code Rawkode. This will get you 200 USD in credit, which means you can get around 100 hours of compute on their smallest instance. And by the way, their small instance is not that small. It's still a sizable machine, so go check it out. Okay, let's see. We're going to introduce our first team today. Team Nisum. Hey all, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Well, thank you all for joining me today. Let's start with a quick round of introductions and we'll get started on today's first cluster.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Ibrahim. I'm working at Nisum. So great to see you all.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Fahad, and I'm working in a Nisum as a DevOps engineer, and I'm loving my job.
Thank you.
So this is Nasser. I'm also working at Nisum in the same team as Fahad and Ibrahim does, and we usually work with a lot of Kubernetes clusters in the past year or so, and so we are quite excited to see what's in the IBM cluster that we are going to be fixing.
Awesome. Thank you all. I'm assuming you typically work with working clusters, right? So this will be a little bit of fun. All right, I'm going to give you access to the IBM cluster. So I'm going to pop open my screen share now. I'm going to go to Teams and Roles, where I modify the Nisum team. And instead of your own cluster, I'm going to give you carte blanche, and you can now access everything. On the command line, I will open a session to IBM Control Plane 1. Once this opens, you will be able to see it under active sessions on Teleport, which is here. There we go. Please join a session. Type some sort of command so that I know you're there, and then we'll get this thing underway. I will also join from the web in case I need it. I can see that Carlos from the IBM team is also in the chat, so there we go. All right, we got 1, 2.
Oh.
And hopefully a third. But feel free to export your kubeconfig, check for a control plane, and upgrade a cluster, or at least an application. Best of luck.
Is equals to etc kubernetes admin.conf kubectl. Hopefully this works. kubectl.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks good. Words. That seems
You have no control plane.
fishy. This is localhost 8080. Well, this shouldn't be the case. etc kubernetes admin.conf. And here, looking at the server, it says 6443. So there's something indeed wrong with the kubectl.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been going to the localhost 8080 for the first time. Well, here it comes. Install hyphen hyphen
You're not
d
going to take a look at
install.
it first? You're just going to blow over the top of it.
Yeah, we can surely take a look. Alias, it could be an alias too. Here you go.
Yeah.
The
Good, good.
kubectl.
Yeah.
Good catch.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
just
we
get the
know other teams do it
uh,
and does this thing as well.
You can also run
uh,
an alias if you want to remove it from your session too.
an alias. And should I write the alias afterwards?
Yeah, kubectl, kube control. That should get you. There you go.
Okay. That pods.
And Carlos
Uh,
in the chat says, "Boo! He's not happy that you found that so quickly."
so Ibrahim and Fahad, we can see the database running,
Improvement.
and there's the deployment as
Yeah.
0.
This one run.
So
Yeah. You can
should I
check the
try
deployment.
updating the
Yeah, can you
replica
edit?
count?
Yes, yes. That might be the issue.
Weird.
Interesting.
Interesting. New error.
This std in input output error.
Hmm. First, can
This
you describe
sounds
it first? Describe it, sir.
describe, deploy, clustered. Um, there's one revision,
Selector.
replicas, set the
Because
labels there.
haven't created any replica set is zero. Zero desired, zero updated, zero improved.
You're trying to
So
edit again.
The thing that interests me is like why are we not
edit is
able to edit this? Yeah. How about we get the YAML and try to reapply it again? Would that work
yeah,
out?
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Deploy clustered YAML
So
clustered deploy .yml.
yeah, that's good.
Here you can see that the replicas are set to 0.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. And apply
Apply
hyphen
honestly.
have clustered deploy deploy. It's still set to. Interesting.
Yeah.
I love it when that happens.
And stupid. Okay, so as it tried to, even here you can see that
Hmm.
it scaled the replica set to 1, but then there's something fishy
Hmm.
happening around that is causing the
Yeah.
replica set to be set to 0 again.
Nothing.
Maybe there's.
Yeah, Nasa, can you check any service
Or job. It
if you
might be any
use?
job running. Yeah.
Here it
Um,
Yeah.
is. Scale
So
deployment set to
you
0.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
just kill that process. I
Uh,
think.
yeah. The only thing is, could it be in the cron tab that could cause it to fail? Like,
That
let's
might
just see if it gets
yeah,
created again. Uh, so here you can
oh,
yeah.
see that the process
No.
started again. So cron tab hyphen e, could it be there?
Might be a
No cron tab
service.
for using an empty one. So David,
Yeah.
like we are not able to open
That
the
case
Vim or
no
something like an editor.
I'm assuming that's a break.
Yeah. So one.
But it,
I
So Nasa, can you check
Um,
services running with some another user,
I can't
not with the
exit
user?
it. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is
Restart.
like
there we go.
control D.
Ah,
Okay,
look,
so
if you
someone
look,
got
it is a break, and I know what it.
okay.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Is equals to Vim. So EQ. Good job, whoever did that. Contab hyphen E. Wow. Okay, so that was a good thing to do. System CTL. It could be a system D timer. Status. We can search for something like a cube CTL. Any process that's been running. So here you can see that there's this cube pod
Uh,
test effort.
Yeah.
Ah, interest. think this sounds a little interesting. What's this? This is an eBPF filter that is running, and there's Cube. Hmm. Is this a pod? PostgreSQL, Cube Resolver. There's something fishy going around with the Cube Resolver as well. 14 hours, 14 hours. Core DNS is messed up as well. 14 hours. Core DNS is messed up as well. Um, any ideas, folks? Ibrahim or Fahad?
Yeah, let me think.
First of all, I get like some service, system D service, but it doesn't look like so.
Well, just to clarify, right? You've found a process on a process table that is doing the bad
Uh,
thing. So how can you get its parent?
Pardon me, what did you say? We got the process, but
Yeah, if you do your PS command again with kube control, the grep, yeah. Right, so
yeah,
you've got a process here.
Hmm.
yeah.
What you want to do is find its parent. You're trying to work out how it's being scheduled. There's also
Hmm.
something
Yeah.
very interesting about this process, even from what we can see right now. I'll give you a minute
DNS
before I.
minus EC.
Hey Nazir, can you check the user file, the shadow file,
Yeah, good
which
call.
this ID belongs to 1001, and check the cron tab for that user.
Sorry, Fahad,
So,
can you please share the command
yeah,
again?
pass WD, etc pass WD.
etc pass wd.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
Okay.
different user basically. 1001.
search for 1001. Yeah.
No user found, I don't
There's
think.
nothing.
Okay. Uh, Sorry. Okay. Can you check with the cron tab for that user actually the 100? I think
But it
we
is not
can
done
run
Um,
I
with the
think so.
user ID as well.
how do we do that?
Oh, can you switch that user with the ID?
SU1001.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. This one. So
No user
1000.
found.
That user doesn't exist in there. So, what might be the issue?
Just because like I could see that in systemctl status, so it could be a container. Yeah, that that has the user ID
Yeah.
1001.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see if this guy has something. Queue scheduler, core
No, nothing.
DNS. No. It is a container because the user is like 1001 and the user is not on the main system. It is inside a container, but we are not really sure which container is it. Uh,
Yeah, if the user resolved on your PS command, you would see the username rather than the number. So it doesn't resolve to an active user. But you're looking for the parent process. So you can work out how to kill this thing persistently. So there's flags you can pass to PS, or you could use the proc file system.
slash proc, and the process ID is 415 284.
41584. Yeah.
Uh, this is interesting. Uh,
So,
session ID, net maps, limits, IO, etc. Com, CMD line, code filter.
Okay.
Um, what is this root here?
Root is CWD, I think so.
CWD, and there's this exe.
Hmm.
Oh, I got into the container. Uh, could it
Yeah,
be
this
that
command.
ps-au app? This is the process inside this one. So till hyphen 9
Uh, just check again.
ux. I didn't know you could get into containers like this as well. Uh, uh, uh,
Are you
kubectl.
in a container or are you in a namespace? I mean,
Again,
I
That
mean, it's
container.
a
is a
thin
Linux
line,
namespace.
but still. Like, I mean, from what we've seen in cry control, I don't think you're necessarily in what we would call a complete container, but
Just check
That
like here, front have any there.
tab hyphen e.
Um,
No tab.
yeah.
So this is a Linux namespace. Okay.
so you have some
Uh,
namespaces,
no.
but you still have access to systemd, which means you still have access to some of the host namespaces. Take a look at the status file and the proc file system.
Status.
Yeah, cat
Stat
proc PID status.
cat proc pid. I think the process changed as I
Yeah.
killed it from the
Aha.
inside. Uh,
And a good tip from Noel in the chat as
ctl.
well. Taking a look at the command line file will also reveal some useful stuff. But I would start with status.
So cat proc 418 291 and
8291.
where should 291 and what should I do afterwards?
Status.
Status. Okay. This is log data sh yo mask 0022 whoops,
You see the ppid?
ppid.
PID
Yeah, I
So that's your parent process. So now you could start to track that.
61856.
okay. Oh, parent process. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
got that.
61856.
618 um 56
Interesting.
container d eventual namespace. This is a container.
Container.
It is a container, yeah.
Yeah.
So CRIOCTL might not do that. There's this container DCLI, if I could recall it properly.
So container DCLI won't help you here. You can use CTR or cry control. I don't want to give too much away because you're doing really well, but if you want a hint, I'll give you one.
CTR help container DCLI containers
CTR.
CTR, my bad. CTR containers ls.
Have you used the CTR
This
command before?
no.
All right. So
No.
everything running in Kubernetes lives in a namespace called K8s.
Okay,
So should I add like
minus NK.
Well, that would show you the K8s namespace, yeah. Do you think this is in the K8s namespace?
oh sorry, I didn't get the command properly.
So
Khwaja Ibrahim,
you'll have to put the dash n K8s before ls, I think. Maybe even before containers. I don't recall. Correct. I don't remember exactly.
that sounds interesting to
You
do.
can do CLS
Container.
instead of containers ls, but it's up to you.
Okay.
C
CLS.
space ls, sorry. Yeah, I said sometimes my advice is bad. Yeah, so that's your K8s namespace, but there could be others.
Hmm.
Okay. CTR. How do we get all the namespaces then?
The
CTR,
namespaces and
NS,
Namespaces.
NS,
NSLS,
LS,
K8SIO.
creates.io, and default. So we can have like in both of these, there could be IO. Okay. There's kubevp. All of it looks quite. So yeah, here's the container that is running. Docker.io bitnami with the kubectl, and this is the container ID. So hopefully, I think we might be able to kill it from here.
Yeah, I think you've got it. Well done.
Um, hyphen n dates.io. This
Delete.
thing works like this.
It's delete.
Dates
The namespace.
cannot delete a non-stop container. So I think you've got to stop it first. Stop. C. Sorry. C. Stop. There's no stop here.
I believe the delete/rm command does take an extra parameter to stop.
Okay. Delete. When I got the help for delete, so let's just get that ctr c delete hyphen help.
Oh, I thought there was
Uh,
a dash f.
it
But
maybe there's something amongst in the ctrc command like that could somehow potential like stop a container delete
Yeah, CTR,
cli
it is CTR task, ls you can do and kill that task. That is
ctr task
possible.
ls
Hmm.
hyphen
namespace.
n
Yeah.
creates dot io. Oh, this is like I've been in the habit of writing the namespace in the end, and this always leads up to bad stuff. Oh, this doesn't feel natural. So here's the task, Ibrahim, and how do we get the task of? So here's the
You can,
container ID. So
yeah,
how do I stop this?
yeah, you can do basically CTR task kill and the word basically ID.
Today I learned.
CTR,
Good tip.
Yeah.
nice, CLS. Um, I could still see the container here. So should I now try to delete the container?
Yeah, that's right.
Cannot delete a non-stop container. I stop. How do we stop a container in CTR CLI?
Can you try some task? Kill that task.
We tried killing the task, but it still seems that
No,
um,
you try to remove. You should kill that task.
this is how we did that. Like CTR hyphen n task kill,
Oh, okay. You tried. Okay. Okay.
and then that didn't end up really well. Uh, uh, so
I just
can we
want to
do
throw
the
something
same with
out there. I mean, in my head, it feels like there's two options. Like either Carlos has been very sneaky and run a container in a case IO namespace outside of Kubernetes. But I mean, it came back after the task kill. Maybe it's scheduled via Kubernetes and we missed it. I don't know, but
get
it could be
pod
there.
hyphen. Um, it should be a pod, I believe, in order to, or it could be a cron job or job as well.
Yeah,
Job or something like a cron job that is running like intermittently.
no.
No. There's emissary, there's etcd, IBM, there's the cube resolver that is failing that failed 8 minutes ago. I think we could take a look at the hints.
Oh, you don't need the
Think.
hints. You're so close. I mean,
Okay.
are you familiar with the cluster dump command? It allows you to view all the container images. Like that could be useful right now.
Clustered dump command.
Kube control, cluster dash info space dump, I think. So that's everything you need to know about this cluster. And I suspect if you were to grep that for Bitnami or kube control, you might find something interesting. Maybe go for Bitnami.
Yeah, here's
Vietnam.
something that's Bitnami, and it says that the last apply. It is a deployment with the name of labels. It has Cilium. Name is Cilium operator. Um, no, not this one. There's this API metadata annotations. Name is core DNS. So the core DNS pod somehow seems to be running this. There's like the core DNS pod which is running this command instead of
Let's
running the
take a
core
look.
DNS. Ah, interesting. Kubectl get pods hyphen pods hyphen n cube system, and if you would edit the edit cube, where's the core DNS one? Yeah, there's this 14 hours ago. So there's one running 15 hours and there's one running 14 hours ago. That calls for some suspicion.
Hmm.
Core DNS pod.
And
Not two pods. Pod. Yeah. I hate this. Code editor Vim. Why is it still defaulting to EQ? kubectl editor. There's a way to set in kubectl editor.
I mean, you could just do a get dash o YAML for now until you need to modify it. But yeah, I'm not sure what sneaky thing he's done to break that there.
He has done something. That's
he's done a complex thing, I think so.
pod. Uh, uh, and
Just get
cube system. So
Yeah, I think your grep led you down a bad path there because you were missing one flag for full context. Try adding a dash B10 to your grep, which should give you 10
B10
lines before the match as well. So I think what happened is on your grep, sorry, your cluster info dump grep.
cluster intro and kubectl cluster intro dump grep
Grab.
kubectl hyphen b10. Yeah, that
No
great.
space, and I can't remember if it's a capital B or not. You'll need, yeah, there you go. But search for Bitnami instead of kube control. I think that'll make your life a bit easier.
Bitnami, yeah. Let's just do that.
Because kube control, you're getting all the client side apply stuff as well.
Plane that is running the metadata
No, we've
name
not got.
container.
See, look at the double dash here. Again, we're being misled because we don't have enough back buffer. So increase the 10 a little bit more. You'll get there in a minute. Try 15. Try 50.
50.
We want that full JSON context there, right? So you've got your Bitnami image here. So follow up.
I'm trying to see what's the name of the container
There you
status.
go. You've got it
The
now. It's there now if you see it.
YouTube resolver, I just go. Yeah.
which I am. It seems weird. Like the
DNS.
teleport session got smaller in my system. Like, not sure what's the case. Should I just like
If you
refresh my
resize
page?
your window by like a pixel, it will help. It is an Xterm JS bug that we kind of have to work around every week. But just shiggle the size a tiny little bit and it should help. Or you can type reset on the CLI, which will also help.
Okay, yeah, it right now. So what we did was we got the Binami. Ibrahim, what was the name of the container or the pod? I wasn't able to look at that properly.
It was the cube
It was
resolver.
yeah, cube resolver. Just go again and just
kubectl
cross check it.
cube system. Like if it's cube resolver, then it should be
Yeah,
a
if
static
see
pod.
there is
So
IBM control.
etc Kubernetes manifest cube resolver. There's nothing like this here.
No, the pod name, the cube resolver one. Cube resolver IBM control plane one, I think. So that's having something
Uh,
with it.
well, having this in the end, IBM control plane one. This calls for like it should be a static pod, but like it could be something that's like kept inside any of these files because like the kubelet's just gonna run and see for this. We could search for something like code resolver.
It could also just be a pod.
Hmm. Can you
The-
just
Uh,
check it while deleting it? I think
Describe
so.
the
It
pod.
would. Uh, can you remove it?
Let's
Yeah, it will create. I think so.
let's just quickly see if it's the place. Yeah, this is the one. So I could try deleting it.
Yeah.
kubectl delete pod -n cube system.
I think that was a cool break from Carlos because it looks like a static pod, but it's not a static pod. It looks like a real control plane component, but it's not a real control plane component. And it came back, so it was not just a pod, which is also a fun mystery. So
And this is a fun mystery. Like we can look at the uh, if something is
Can you
applying this cube resolver.
can you do Nasu, can you do kubectl get all on namespace cube system?
Sure.
Okay, so resolvers.
Should we try getting the logs of kubelet
there's a cool comment from
uh,
Russell in the chat.
journal sheet?
YAML files can contain more
Yeah,
than one definition, can't they?
I was thinking about the
Yeah,
same
you hinted
line.
at it and then didn't do
Yeah.
the grep, and I was surprised. You were so close. I mean, assuming we're right, which we don't know.
Good. So here we have Fahad, who is like our Linux, like these utilities expert. So, Fahad, what would be the flag to get the search the content content inside the file? Like I want to search for
Uh,
something that could be in any of these four files.
yeah, you can search for anything, and you are trying to find anything in all the files.
If you want to
Yeah,
list the
inside the
file,
files,
it's
like as the content of
dash
the
L.
Yeah.
grep -l and then dot
Nope, and then you'll do resolver space star.
resolve.
Space,
No,
yep,
just
resolver.
this
Dash,
text.
Uh,
dash L should show the space star, not dash star.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not there.
There's nothing. So I'm thinking that it could be the kubelet being fishy, and then there's another flag which, uh, like which would get it to run static pods from some other location as well. Kubelet, and here you should see.
I don't see it
Weird.
anything.
What is this? This sounds fishy. Like CS N10 up. This seems like someone messed up with this kubelet file, and let me just read the file. If you would open the file, this is the container, so it is the kubelet. Um, very cool stuff. Yeah. So where do we get systemctl edit kubelet? Uh, weird. Where do we have the kubelet configuration file? System
It's
var
in
lib kubelet
yeah.
slash config.yaml.
lib kubelet slash. Huh. Vim config.yaml, and there should be a flag as manifest. There's not
Looks good.
here,
Can we,
but like
Nasser, can we install the utility and bypass this error? I think so.
which utility?
Yeah, kubectl utility.
There's this seems to be not a kubectl issue, but something on the kubelet level. Like whenever the kubelet is starting, there is this manifest URL which
Hmm.
causes to run this additional pod. And in the pod, if you would visit this URL, you are gonna see the definition, the pod definition to the manifest URL flag. And then if you'd open that, you are gonna see that it's a pod which is running kubectl run, like
Yeah.
scale the deployment back to zero again.
Very good
So
catch.
it is
Yeah,
like the systemd
got it.
service. This let I would have to reset it again. Yeah. So it is something with the systemd service. Etc system.
So your best command for that is system control cat and then the service name. It will show you everything you need to know.
Yeah, cat, and in that we could search for kubelet.
Mhm.
Um, so here's the thing, environment. Okay, good job, whoever did this. And uh, this was quite some. This was really fishy. And the kubelet, it added bootstrap kubelet dot
Yeah.
conf, kubelet configs,
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna just close this one out, right? And it had only this, yeah.
yeah, it
This
will be over
sounds
then.
for it. It should get the kubelet systemctl, restart it as right. Kubelet systemctl, daemon. Uh, I was telling the same thing to Kajip like
Yeah,
yesterday when he made the
yeah.
same mistake, and now I'm doing the same thing here. Weird, and wow, it seems like it should be
No one.
reset.
It's, yeah,
Hmm,
CTL, yes.
systemctl daemon reload system. Systemctl restart kubelet
Like,
uh ps-aux. I don't still trust that thing, so I would need the kubelet.
It's
Uh,
gone.
see, yeah,
Woo!
it's working. Wow. Kubectl get deploy. So I think I got the deployment in the root location clustered deploy.yaml. So I think I should just this like
yeah, yeah,
gets me
yeah.
every time. kubectl apply hyphen f clustered deploy.yml, and hopefully this wouldn't
It is taking too much time.
weird. Operation cannot be filtered. Okay,
Uh
kubectl
oh.
get deploy hyphen l clustered and then place it to clustered deploy.yml. Oh, not this one. So instead of solving
Honestly,
why are we not able to run Vim, we are just like taking another path rather than trying to solve the whole thing. That is indeed weird, and we could set the replica count to be 1. There is something messy with core DNS as well. I feel that, so we are gonna probably see that later. Right after this, and we still don't see
You
a
have not
deploy.
applied it yet.
yeah.
Okay. This is like the trying to fix something and then just plan and see. Well, it would cluster
Plus,
deploy.
Very well done.
yeah.
This should get that, and hopefully, I would assume.
This,
Well,
no. Can we check the person
I
level?
think the pod is still there, and I would have to now kill the pod again. Also, the kubelet is restarted. There could be a copy of the pod in etcd. So let's
It's,
just try
yeah.
killing the pod
Can you
again.
start checking the hints?
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes left. I don't know how many more breaks we have. I thought we were close, but then Carlos has also said I think I did too many breaks. So um,
Okay, let's just check for hint 0. And alias as RC can be bashed to start. Okay, that is something that
you
we
have fixed
got.
that. Yep.
Yeah. Hint one. Can you go
There's
for hint
hint
one?
1. I can't see the hint now because like
Mm,
I will have to reset it. Weird. Super weird. Hint 1. At
Hint
unless
pretty.
system. The perky type, those perky typos don't let us resolve DNS. Okay, that was something that I was expecting. What is the issue to how many core DNS pods do you really need?
No, that's like
So there's something that is not related to us yet as well.
yeah,
Uh,
not yet.
but like
Yeah. Have a check
I'm
the
just
rest of the
trying to
hints
see.
and see if you can find anything related to this respawning process.
Uh, Let me just
Um,
Yeah.
quickly like do this one thing and try killing the pod again because I still feel cube scheduler. What was it? Cube resolver.
Resolver. That's what resolver, but it is gone.
it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that is interesting. How many? Okay, cube city kubelet. Yeah, we fixed this one as well. A
Wow.
typo always miss an endpoint. I think looking at the current setup, like there's core DNS, these two, and I feel like there's something wrong going around with this.
Okay, so is our deployment scaled back to 0? That's what I'm curious about at the moment. So get deploys.
Kubectl get deploy,
Yeah, it's scaled
and
back to 0.
Hmm.
I could try like searching for kubectl again in case there's something running in the background. There's nothing
Yeah.
that's causing it to behave like this. There's something wrong with the controller manager. It had a restart Kubernetes manifest kube controller manager. Uh, could it be that there's a flag controller manager systemctl? Hmm,
Cube
it
conference.
looks good.
It does indeed.
Can you check like cube config is going for right path?
Um,
It is
That's correct, yes.
Kubernetes control manager. Yeah. Manager dot conf.
Do we have
what should I
any?
do? Sorry.
Well, one of the hints told you to look at the core DNS deployments. Are those both really core DNS?
Kubectl get deploy. That's like the core DNS runs
Yeah.
as a deploy, right? Okay. And I so is it
So
just
one
me
of
that I'm
one.
not able to see
So on one.
like
Can you go
one
for
of
like check the pods, paired pods of cube system?
sorry I can't like do anything because so what should I do? Sorry.
If you resize your browser, it will fix that.
Okay, let
Cube
me just
system
quickly
get pods.
get pods hyphen
Pod.
a.
Hmm.
No. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah,
If
so
you
there's two
say
core DNS there, and your
yep,
deployment was set to one.
just kill the both one. Kill the both. Yeah.
Delete pod and core DNS hyphen n group system.
I
Yeah.
guess what you're hoping for with that is that one doesn't come back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cube system.
There you
And
go.
Ibrahim, you were indeed right. There was something fishy, and I think while doing this, I broke the controller manager.
Uh, have you done any changes on
Uh,
that?
um, I am not really sure because what happened was I wasn't able to see something uh, due
No, I
to
didn't
W.
think you don't have done anything wrong with it.
Okay. Why is it getting in the error now? Describe pod. Okay, there was the core DNS pod running the same thing as well. So if you would scale it now. kubectl apply -f clustered deploy.
Well, you don't have a controller manager,
Yeah.
That sounds
which may be
bad.
an
Just
issue.
try. Which seems to be the opposite. Uh-oh,
Can you
kubectl,
describe that pod? Yeah.
kube system. Not sure what caused it to go wrong. Why is it
Install
killing the pod?
It says the pod sandbox changed.
the host active volume.
Created container, started container, and then stopped
And the
container.
security.
Yes, hyphen AUX. There, I see like there could be something fishy causing this to happen. Cube controller manager, cube VIP, cube scheduler. There's HTTP running. There's cube API server. There's cube VIP manager. I think we could refer to the hints one more time and see what's the.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, those spiky typos don't let us resolve DNS.
I
We
think
From
what
any code.
happened here is when you were messing around with the proc file system and entered, uh, you probably entered the controller manager, which was responsible for starting the manifest URL pod. I think if you force delete
okay.
or restart the kubelet, you may get it working again. But that's
I
a
think
speculation.
we restarted the kubelet. Also, I feel like deleting the pod with force that should do that. That should do it. Like getting this pod and -n cube system.
Delete
Delete
pod.
pod. Pod. Okay. Cube controller manager.
It can take up to 4
Uh,
minutes unless you restart the kubelet.
okay, let's just do that. Systemctl restart kubelet, and it should come up. Uh,
One.
Interesting. Controller cdet. Maybe it is like looking at the file and to see if there's something that got changed. Maybe
Yeah,
I should
you
just
can add a
like
blank line if you want.
vim hyphen. So should I just like add a
Yeah, just add a
new
blank line
blank
to the
line?
bottom and save it. Let's see what happens. And then try your get pod one more time.
Crash loop back. Why it is crash loop
And
backing?
this,
Oh, this one.
I think this is related to the DNS itself. Describe pod -n
Minus and namespace.
-n cube system. Uh, and what's the image that it's running?
That is correct.
Core DNS. That is correct. Um, could it be the case that someone has like override the cates.gcr.io to be uh to like point to some other registry?
I don't think so. The hints never alluded to that, and I don't think Carlos would have us chasing down something that's not correct. I'm a bit concerned about the controller manager not coming back. I don't think that is intentional. Carlos, if you want to just jump on the link now, you can walk us through the last step or two to fix this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like these are so close. Like you have worked through so many amazing problems here. So let's see what Carlos says. Yeah, I didn't think that was intentional,
Yeah.
Carlos. He said. I think that was the entering a namespace and doing the kill. Is that we probably made that controller manager broken by ourselves.
That was weird. Like I updated I just opened it and then closed that, and then it didn't let the controller manager come up again. That's like weird. So Carlos would be jumping on the call, right?
Oh yeah, he'll be here in a second. I assume. There's a link in your email, Carlos. Come on, pay attention. All right, I'm gonna just poke it around because I'm super curious myself, right? So control pod. We have a controller manager running, which is good. Our core DNS is definitely broken, but I don't care about core DNS actually. I think we were just maybe very impatient there. You've got this clustered deployment in the root directory, right? So let's reapply that, which I think will get you your pod. Try again.
You'll have to.
I'm gonna have to do a get, aren't I? Okay.
Yeah. The.
It's not there. Get deployment.
Deploy YAML.
That'll do. All right, and we're gonna get pods. That's surprising.
There's no replica set tool.
Oh, I haven't edited the KL file, right? So.
Oh, you didn't update that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we will reapply that one more time. Plus, Carlos has just joined. So let's apply. Oh, come on, you.
Yes. You could update that, yeah.
There we go. So now, RS pods. Right, now you've got a different number. But we are out of time, so I'm going to bring Carlos in. Hey, evil person.
Hey, Carlos.
Yeah. Hi, Carlos.
So I think I'm hearing too.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So controller manager wasn't planned. So how you fix that?
We waited.
And you apply the. Sorry.
We just waited, and the controller manager had to come back after the force delete and the restart.
What's the error now? Or image pool?
Yeah, image pool on the clustered application.
And yeah, do a describe on that pod. See what's wrong. So yeah, you fixed the two things that did the scale to 0. So this one is telling you that failed to put image GCR, failed to request head, lookup HTML.
Oh yeah, so it can't look up GCR.
So doesn't say DNS. Yeah, TCP. So it cannot look GCR.io. So you have a DNS issue.
Yes, config map.
Yeah, core DNS system.
So this config map for core DNS should look okay, but
we can't edit any files. How did you do that?
Yeah.
Sorry?
We can't use kube control edit. How did you break that? Oh, the global profile.
Export kube _editor equals vim. So it's an environment variable called kube _editor.
Okay.
Don't like that.
Yep. Yeah. So this looks correct. So the break was I mess up with the DNS on the workers.
Ah, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Wait one.
That was a good one.
Oh, you just got 2 workers. I don't know how I managed that. I must have broke my automation again.
Yeah, sorry for too many breaks. It should have stopped there. So this one looks correct, but this is not the real one, right? In Ubuntu. So the real one.
Resolver?
Yep, exactly.
I have to remember where that lives. So that's
etc/system. Resolve.com.
Resolve.conf. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So uncomment the DNS and fallback, and DNS equals 000 is wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Let's leave it there.
Great.
I think Team Nisum used it really well.
I thought that the scale
really,
to 0
really
was going to be like quick, right? We're going to get into this one. So good job.
All right. Well, we don't have time to
Thank
fix the
you.
DNS and work through that, but I think that was the last thing. I think you did a really good job. Like you just played through a lot of breaks there. Carlos was very, very sneaky.
Yeah, this is sorry about
Okay.
that. Yeah, I did like a silly thing. Like I applied the same break twice, right? Let's go to zero with two different pods
All
hidden.
right.
Yeah, it was like fun to solve that because like at first when we deleted the first one, I thought the process is over, but then there was core DNS doing the same sneaky thing again. So
Yep.
yeah, that was like quite interesting to look at.
All right. Well, let's see what Nisum have in store for Carlos. So thank you for joining me. Feel free to watch the rest, enjoy the comments on YouTube, and thank you again for working through that. You did very well. All right. Let's
Thank
pop
you.
over
Have a good one.
here. Let's move Carlos to here, and let's get you access to the other cluster. While I do that, do you want to just introduce yourself for anyone that is not familiar with you, please?
Yeah, I am a principal engineer in IBM. Work with OpenShift and DevOps assets for IBM middleware, and also upstream. I do upstream Kubernetes with SIG release, Kubernetes office hours, and Knative.
All right, thank you. Well, you now have access to every machine. I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to open a control plane, or open an SSH session, SSH session to our Nisum control plane, and I'll just pop these off. There we go.
Let's see.
All right,
We
so
have
session
here.
is open. Please feel free to export your kube config, and best of luck, Carlos.
Hey, you're not pairing with me? I'm by myself?
No, I'm here.
Uh,
I'm here. Don't you worry.
okay. So I think I'm in the right one. Control plane.
Russell's saying, "Good luck, Team IBM," or is it just Carlos? Unfortunately, Carlos's teammate is unwell, so I am Team Carlos today, or Team Book Club,
Yeah.
as we're going to call it.
uh, so did it work? I put Echo Carlos. Did it show up?
Nope, you've opened your own session instead of joining mine, I think.
So I need to go to
Active
sessions.
sessions, yep. And then the bottom one should be my session, or at least the one that says Rawkode on it.
I don't see that here. See clusters, activity. Activity, active sessions, and
That's
then
the
which one?
The Rawkode one.
Here is
The one that says Rawkode right here, if you can see my screen and my IP address. So,
yeah.
Awesome. You are in. I mean, you know what you're doing. I'll be there if you need it, but go for it, man.
Okay. So kubectl. Okay, finally, I have a kubectl. So kube config equals etc Kubernetes admin kubectl get/a. Well, we already have the cluster filing in the pod. Sorry.
I have activated hacker mode on your background since you've got a green screen sitting there. So.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I couldn't figure out the thing. I'm doing the things. Okay. So the pod is crash loop back. Let me do something because I'm OCD on this. I use K kubectl completion kubectl
completion bash, and then you'll need to.
Yeah, I'm lazy, so I was like, get it from here. Why doesn't have autocomplete in tab? What's wrong with this? We don't have autocomplete. Did they break autocomplete?
There's normally autocomplete.
I thought I had autocomplete on mine. I'm going crazy. Okay. Sorry about that. It's like I just need K and autocomplete.
That is a lot of restarts.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. Logs. Prescribe pod. File container pulling image. So it's backup fail to create container D, task to create shim, OCI runtime create fail, run C create fail, unable to start container process. Error during container init, error setting C group, config for proc hooks process, unable to set memory limit, current usage, peak usage, unknown. They mess up with the container D and run C. I think that's
Is that a question or are you
no,
talking to yourself?
nothing.
I wasn't sure.
Oh no, I'm just talking to myself. So I think it's just Kubernetes cannot start this because of something with run C create failed.
Yeah, it says error setting C group config for proc hooks process unable to set the memory limit to this value.
Oh, but the memory limits are fine. 5M, 1M1.
I mean, does the machine have enough memory?
I don't know. Maybe they mess up with the nodes. Doesn't say anything about the node. One of the nodes. Not even being scheduled. Did it get scheduled?
It
Okay.
was scheduled, yes.
On which node? To say here?
No, you'll need to get pods all wide.
Oh, because there's a pod. Okay, yeah. Worker 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I managed to revert my automation to give you 2 worker nodes. I need to unrevert that.
You didn't want to give 2 worker nodes?
I only give
Only
one worker node now. Yeah, clearly a rebase went wrong somewhere.
Okay.
Join so I can see Vim.
Conditions. You don't see a Vim in your end?
Oh, I've just joined the wrong session. That's all. Don't worry about me.
Come for me. It's running. Pressure. Pods. Capacity. Oh. Memory. Yeah, it's fine. The capacity.
Yep, we have 48
It's fine.
CPUs and 65 gig of RAM.
Yeah. Pretty big, right?
Yeah, not too bad. Nice bare metal
What
machine.
is going
Equinix
on?
metal. Plug, plug, plug.
So I that I've hints in here. So should we check how do we check the run C configuration? At C system?
Why
Paco,
run
that's a
C?
question for you. Well, the error says something about the run C cannot create because cannot allocate the C group. So maybe
So I would be checking
we
the kubelet config or the container D config if one happens to exist.
the toml from containerized. Let's check kubelet
But we'll have to
first.
jump onto worker 1 then for that, right?
Yeah. So how do we do that from the GUI session?
Yep, I'll just open a new one now. The new session should be there momentarily. There you go.
I see. Yep. I see something here. This one. Worker 1, right? You see that? Yeah.
Yep, we're good. So yeah, kubelet and
var
container D is what you want to check.
the plugin is not on this one, right? Duration. Let's see if I see something funky here.
That looks clean.
Looks clean. From C. And the other one, any other configuration?
What is the Cubase?
It's on the plugins? No? The
I don't,
plugin is not where it
I
gets
don't think so.
configured? No, right?
Why not try containerd config dump and see if that spits out anything?
Container D what?
Space config space dump, which will tell you if there's a custom containerd config, of which there is not.
Toml.
Uh,
Container D failed to load Toml, so that's not the one that it's using?
that just means that containerd is not configured. That's the defaults out the box, so we don't need to worry about that. So let's check system control cat kubelet and see there's two other locations that they can modify the kubelet. So we've got in here /etc/default/kubelet, and we have the kubeadmin flags.env.
Config.yaml and the bootstrap kubelet.
I'm not worried about the bootstrap kubelet. I think that's mostly just authentication stuff. But it's ECC default kubelet and kubeadm flags. Probably worth checking out. And then we can start panicking.
Sorry, I missed what you said about checking which flag.
So you see the environment file in that cat? There's the
environment
varlib kubelet kubeadmin -flags.env. So we can look in that file.
Oh yeah.
If they pass
to see if there's anything in there.
Yeah, and there's also the /etc/default/kubelet, which could be modified in some way.
Environment file. So the two
environment files, the two middle ones,
but
the bottom ones.
But it's using one of them, right? Environment file and environment file. Like the variable is set twice.
They get appended.
They get appended.
Yeah, it's using both.
Okay, so let's check the first one.
Yeah, let's do that.
Lib kubelet. Anything from here?
Looks good.
Container runtime endpoint, the sock, and pause. And the other one is etc default. Doesn't exist. The file doesn't exist, which I think it might be okay, right?
Yep, that's fine if it doesn't exist. Okay, so they're not modifying the kubelet or containerd to give us that error message, which makes this more fun.
Where do I check containerd config? Where's that toml that it's using?
Well, if the toml doesn't exist, it's just the default hard-coded one, so you don't have to worry about it. So I think, let's see the error message again.
Yeah, let me see.
It's on the control plane node.
On the other one. This one, right?
That's the one.
Why is this tiny? My window.
Because Xterm.js is trying to resize our thing to be the same size.
Yeah, you said it earlier. It says, never containerd task failed to create shim. OCI runtime create failed. Runc create failed. So I want to see like where is the plugin configure. But you said that there's no toml for containerd on this system because it's using the default one. Container
why are you saying plugin? Am I missing something? Like I don't see anything that says plugin.
Oh no, like just me like defining like the kubelet using a plugin for running containerd runc.
Yeah, I don't think this is runc or containerd.
Or C group related.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's not C groups related. I don't know. I have never seen this one. I've never seen this error message before.
Interesting. These are the memory, right? There's no resource range limits don't apply here. the quota doesn't apply here, right? There should not be any quotas
There
or
shouldn't.
resource
I
limits.
don't think we're dealing with quota yet. Let's check the containerd logs. I think that might be the next best bet on the worker node.
And that's from system
From journal
journal.
control. Yeah, but on the worker, not the control plane.
Journal. Do we want -u containerd?
I would do FLU, make it a bit easier to read and follow. So.
FLU.
Let's see. We got that same error message. So, okay, so containerd definitely is the one that's getting this message, which tells me because there's no containerd config, probably something on the host. But then yeah, I don't know.
Task.
Let's try a system control cat containerd and see if there's any limits put on the process.
System CTL cat containerd.
Yeah.
Like limits on the containerd process itself.
Yeah, there's a couple of things here that I'm worried about this OM score adjust. See that?
This one?
Let's remove that.
Remove that?
Yeah.
And that's located in system.
Yep, you've got
Where's that file?
systemd/system/containerd. The system again. So systemd/system.
Yeah. Cannot type today.
Slash.
System.
Is there no containerd there?
There's no containerd here.
Where did we
I
miss
think this thing prints where the location, no?
Yeah, the cat should. Oh yeah, sorry. Lib systemd system containerd service.
Where you saw that? At the top? Oh, here it is.
Yeah, at the top.
Lib system. The system.
So I think what that OM score adjust is doing is, even though we've got sensible memory limits, it's actually augmenting them to make them appear worse than the system actually is. I think the minus
negative.
999.
By putting a negative number?
Yeah, I think so. I think if we just delete that and go with the infinity on everything else, we might be all right.
Just deleting it, so that default should be infinity, right?
Yeah, just comment it out. I think that's going to be okay. And then we can just system control daemon reload and restart.
Reload. Oh, it's not system reload, daemon reload. You have to put reload daemon. I forgot.
No, it should be daemon reload.
I just don't know how to daemon.
Yeah, I think you had it right. Did it not work?
No, it says daemon reload, not a cannot spell. Never mind. CTL restart containerd.
So Sid is in the chat telling us that the OM adjustment score was the minus 999. I think he's saying it's actually less likely to kill processes. So that could have been a complete red herring. I'm not sure.
Okay. So
if we run let's do a get pods and see.
Journal again. See the logs. We don't see the error in the logs.
I'll restart the pod.
Let me see over here. Oh, okay. That get you just did it. It's pending.
It's pending. It's pending.
Pending too
Still
long.
pending. Yeah, it definitely feels too long, doesn't it?
Yeah, the describe.
At dash l app equals clustered. All right, now we've got a
Okay.
scheduling error, so we can work with that,
Okay.
right?
So it wasn't.
Although the limit's
What's
for
scheduled
5M.
before?
The 5M's never going to run.
Sorry.
We've got a limit of 1 meg of memory, which might be okay for this Rust process because Rust is awesome. But I don't think it'll run on 5M, so we might want to remove those limits.
Okay, but let schedule it first, right? I think we can fix the schedule thing first.
Aha.
Scheduling disable. So it's tainted. Did not tolerate.
Tainted or
It's
cordant.
just
I'm not
taint.
sure.
Yeah, we can just edit these two guys, right?
You could just
So the other. Okay, so I thought it got scheduled before we did the container D. But anyway, would just edit these two worker nodes, right? Remove the taints.
Mm-hmm.
No schedule.
Yeah, you can delete all those lines.
Yeah.
And that.
Schedule go through?
Yeah, delete that.
This one, right?
Yep, delete.
Then I would not have a spec.
That's all right. That's okay for nodes.
Just empty object.
Oh, you could just remove that line too.
To make it legit.
It won't care.
Okay. I'm OCD on YAML. Sorry. Okay, so that should be better.
Much better.
But
okay, so now we need to remove that CPU limit. I guarantee you that run container error is the CPU limit.
I think so. Let's see.
Yeah, for sure.
03 nodes, put image, create a container, successor, it failed to create container task. Oh, that was an error. That was the old one? No, wait.
Let's remove the limits. We don't need them.
Okay.
Our mission is just to upgrade this container. So
There's no limits here. Where's the container? Oh, here it is.
I can't see because of this
Oh,
scrolly
wait.
bug. But
I bet. Are you editing or me editing?
you're editing.
What? You jump around. Okay, so that's it. Let's see. Add new pod.
There we go.
Yep, we got. Should be okay. We can check.
Yep, we can test. Let me pull up the node.
Wide. Yeah, and it should be any IP on 30,000, right?
Connection refused.
On 30,000?
Uh-huh.
Service. No port. 30,000 doesn't work.
Are we running the right image?
Yeah, confusion. I was checking that. I'm back. And there's no logs, right?
Oh, sorry. I'll stop typing. Yeah, there's no logs. My application does not log. One day I'll fix that.
Man, we don't have endpoints.
So, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the get bot?
We'll check the service selector. So describe our service.
Yeah, let me get.
Oh, just show labels
first, and then. Oh, it's crash loopback.
Yeah, but oh, so it is.
Yeah, it's sick again.
Describe it.
Yeah. A minute ago. Where's an
What
error
did we
here?
miss?
Terminated. Error exit 137. But the image looks okay. Cluster v1. Nice error. Let me see.
I wish I had logs.
It's just plain error now. And there's nothing in describe. Yeah, error and crash loopback.
I wonder if
So
there's
it's
a rogue process killing it.
killing the container.
Well, killing the process. It could either be in the host or it could be in a container. Yeah, there's no logs. But the fact that we go straight to exit 137 makes me think like there's no Kubernetes events to say why the process would be killed. It's either the wrong image or something is explicitly killing the process.
What's is that the correct image?
I mean,
The
at
gcr.io.
least it's pretending it's the real image. We don't know. It could be. What's the pull policy?
What is what?
The image pull policy.
On this pod, let me see. Edit pod.
Always.
Pull policy here.
Yeah, it looks okay. So
Is it always?
it is always, yeah. Which is fine. It is at least we're not getting some stale cached image with the fake thing and the host. Yeah, let's run a
Yeah.
PSA
Okay.
UX. I'm curious if we've got something on this machine that shouldn't be there.
PSIUX.
Yeah.
Something that is running, maybe killing the container. 16. Well, let's check you want to check the pods? Let me check the pods. Everything's running.
Yeah, it should be on here.
Sealing operator 2 days ago.
So something is running xargs awk and cry control stop on the workers. Oh, there's a bash while true.
Oh, I'm looking at the controller pod, so I should be looking here, right? Sorry.
Yeah,
That
we've
wasn't
got
the
a
right
rogue
window.
process, which is inside of a container. Oh no, that's just
It's running in CTR. It's just in curiosity Alpine
Yeah,
stop.
it's running cry control.
And
Right.
that was the parent to that.
The parent to that is bash, and the parent to that is a container 552816. Okay, so we've got it says emissary. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. I'm going to let's cat proc status head 1. Okay, this is a systemd unit file causing chaos. So let's find it.
Systemd.
Yes.
Process running a shell script, I'm guessing, right? Cron?
Could, but I'm not convinced yet. You think so? No.
System service.
Sometimes reading the status output I just find too difficult.
Can we grab all the systemd definitions for CTR, CTL.
It's a damage.service.
Because of the timestamp. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Let's cordon worker 2. So we don't have to fix it. Yeah. And then you want to delete our pod, get it rescheduled on worker 1 and see what happens?
Yeah, to force it there. Let me see. Let me jump to pods. Git pod. Delete it.
Yeah, I'm just going to force kill this process.
It's running now. We have an endpoint on 666. That's the port number for your app? Okay, I don't remember. What's it? It says connection refuse.
Yeah, it's not letting me kill this service, so we're going to have to do it the hard way. I was going to pkill bash, but then realized that would be a fucking stupid idea. There you go. All right. Have you?
So that
it should be okay now.
So why didn't it work before the stop of the system D?
Because if you take a look at the damage fail, we have an exec stop, which also runs a command, which James CP pointed out.
Nice. Okay.
Very sneaky.
Nice.
All right, let's see if we have our.
We'll give it a try again. No, it's not. Taking a while for me.
Yeah, it's not working. Let's check network policies. And IP tables, I guess, while we're at
second.
it. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
I'm too invested now. I want to know what's going on. That looks bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now
what about CMP and CCMPs?
Why deleted? I deleted it.
Just checking. There we go.
That's the Cilion network policies you were checking?
I was checking the Cilion network policies. Do you want to upgrade us to V2?
Well, it's not loading. Oh, it loaded.
It loaded.
Didn't load it for me. Okay. Now it's loaded. Okay. So let's edit, deploy. V2.
I can't see that, but I'm not going to juggle. You can update version.
Hopefully, we don't have a mutation webhook like I was planning, but so bots.
Dance. Woo.
Cool. I think that's it. Do you want to see the hints?
Yeah, let's see if we missed anything.
Let's see. Hint 1. Simon says worker can sometimes be sleepy. Okay.
Yeah, that was a cordon.
It's request as much as you can. That was the memory stuff. 3 is there's something going in the mind of the worker. Something is super fishy. What was that one?
That was the damage system D unit fail.
Okay. And then 4 is communication policy. Okay.
Smashed it. Well done.
Cool. Thank you, David, for your help.
Well, Carlos, you're an evil man. But always a pleasure, and well done, Team Nisum. You did amazingly well. There was a lot of breaks there for you to work through on that. So, cheeky Carlos. adding extra.
troubleshooting.
But good work, Carlos, working on that cluster as well. So thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure. Thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to Teleport and Equinix Metal for their continued support. And we'll be back next week. Any last words, Carlos?
No, always follow us both on Twitter, right?
Definitely. I will retweet the Twitter handles after this. All right. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you all again next week for special episode. It is not Rawkode versus the community. It is the community versus Rawkode. I have 2 broken clusters and $400 on Amazon vouchers to give away to anyone that can fix them. So join us next week live, and we'll see you then. Have a good day.
See you then.